Excellent. Excellent. Welcome back. I couldn't stay away. Things got a little off kilter today, so our free time landed here. And we're back. I can't stop. Okay, so here's what's currently going on here. This beautiful mess is going to be our droid core production facility. 2 of them, to be exact. Probably one here and probably one here. This needs to be fed a bunch of blue pigment or paint. What do they call it? Paint? We countered that by making a bunch of blue stuff over here. We cleaned it up considerably. This is the old stuff here on the left-hand side if you kind of cut this in half. This is the old setup for 2 blue pigment factories. And this is the cleaner version we made yesterday, which I think is very efficient. We're going to turn that into a blueprint for sure. It's producing large quantities of this. We actually aren't producing any more of this. Oops. This is the one that mixes oil and the pigment together to make the blue dye or pigment. We should probably just ship it off the back. Yeah, let's, now that we're looking at it, let me do that. We could just, here, you know what? Let's save what's in the containers, right? This is coming out, I think, at 60 per. Something like that. Here, let's go ahead and make a tunnel for this. Whoop. Yeah, it was a toss-up again tonight. It was like Arc Raiders. I did do 1 round of that, so that's why we're a little bit late. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, there's just so much stuff going on right now. It's kind of it's a good time to be gaming. Yeah, because I didn't do any of my qualifiers last week. Whoops. Okay, I think that's gonna mash in. Okay, good. So this is 30 per. Our conveyors are very slow, but that's okay. Conveyor speed's at 60, not 120. That's good. We're accumulating a pretty good amount. We're going to have to come in here and clean this all up, but the whole point of this was to take our pigment factory here. Just put it in the frame. Go ahead and tuck that away. And tuck it into this. Much cleaner. Much more efficient. As a matter of fact, oh, I know why it's yellow. Because eventually when we get the extractors up to speed, these are going to kick up to 30 as opposed to 15. We'll double the input. That's why these aren't as efficient. You can see when it hits 30, these do become efficient. Yeah, these are slowed down by some of these other pieces along the way. And actually, I think since we're going faster than what we need, but still, the most efficient build we have so far. We're going to have to build a bunch of cores because we're trying to make, let's see if we can find this. We're making droids, and that's cool and all. As a matter of fact, I should probably just feed this. There we go. We make droid cores, droids, but in order to do that, we need a big amount of blue paint. So that's kind of what this is. We've got this kind of condensed. I see this in 3 parts. It's this chunk. And then the center piece. And these are actually like 2 branches inside of. If I were to like, you know, this. And then this is like another branch. The question is, do we wrap it around the centerpiece we have? Actually, no. This is part of the centerpiece too. Yeah, so we're trying to make this nice and condensed. And this is going to feed 2 droid factories. I'm sorry, droid cores. And the droid core looks like this. It's this facility here. Our output will be like 8 per. And so I think by then we'll be pretty close to blueprints. So we should be able to stamp out a lot of these once we get it. We're kind of doing a poor man's blueprint right now, which is find an empty island and copy the good stuff to it, which is what this is. What's up, Cake? Late night vibes. Time at the big cake factory. I always got my face in a cake. Yeah, this little island's nice. It's got a decent amount of metal, so we still have a ton back there. So eventually what we want to do, craft it in the data center, so we need more of these, and then we need the blue processors, which do come from the data cores. As a matter of fact, is this the factory? Is that right? Factory makes... Ah, yes, this is it. Okay. So this is something else. No, that's a droid facility. Well, what am I doing? Here's a factory. So we need to, once we get this other one set up, we have a pretty good feed of blue paint. So I think on this lower rim, we're going to have to focus on this, which is going to be some more crazy parts, which I think we have them over here. No, we do not. Okay, so let me go ahead and pin those. Yeah, so we're getting there. What's up, guys? This game comes out, I believe, on the 26th, or is it April 1st? Or the 28th? I'm actually not sure. Because we have, like, Icarus coming at that time as well. Lots of crazy stuff. That's like a super beefy basic core, which we can use to process this guy. Oops, I'm sorry. It would be this guy. This guy would make, it takes basic cores and turns them into gray processing units. You know what I mean. It's gonna put an R in there, or are you just saying gay? Ooh, sweet. We're almost done with that one. Cool, 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 cool. Cutter, yeah. What was the word on it? Just here for my initiate my daily hate of Pete Parsons. Dude, beautiful. Pete Parsons not a good dude. So we can actually divert a lot of our gray cubes now because we have a lot of it, and then just use it for the blue construction, which is another reason why we kind of set this up here, because once we kind of get these processed, we can maybe shoot it back to the island. Is this functional? Well, no, it's not actually. We need to plug it in. I think we have most of the pieces and parts. We just need to start executing here, so. Stop messing around, guy. You know what? Let me check the blueprints again. When do we have those in our list? This game is, it's like relaxing, and it like gets you, like scratches an itch, but it gets you thinking, so it's a nice like casual. Feels good, man. So I think the plan is once we get this up and running, throw the cores into the factory, and we get this up and running, we will convert it here, and we'll feed the cubes that have been processed here over to this side in the time being until we get our gray factory up. That's gonna dump a bunch of cores. Yeah, that seems pretty good. We should probably, you know what? Should we stockpile these? Yes, the answer is yes. We're doing that. Okay. Flip it, and then let's just put some stuff down. Yeah, because while we're kind of doing our accumulation, we can kind of have a nice little stockpile to like dump when we're ready. We even divert if we really wanted to. The question is, am I going to remember that I diverted it? We'll do a split for a little bit. Come back and divert. I know 5,000 is quite a bit, right? Like our next big steps aren't. It's like 900. Okay, maybe we need a. Yeah, we'll keep it on split. Because right now we're using raw bridges, like physical bridges. But eventually we'll use a freight hub or elevator. No, it'd be a freight hub. Those are good, but you do have to plan for those because they do take up a lot of space. If you kind of just pipe it in the way you have it, I think it takes up like, it feels like 2 or 3 more time space than you would typically. Okay, so this one's not bad. Very tight. What we ended up doing is taking... Do we not have this one connected? Oh. There we go. Now, the output on this is... Okay, I have an idea. Let's take this side here, because I think we're going to feed it back into itself. So we're going to pick that up, flip it. Yeah, that feels right, I think. Yeah, because if we go like this... Yeah, let's move this up. I do like the undo. It's freaking hot. So the problem is we need to combine these. So here's our split, right? Like down the middle. Actually, let me just select this so you see what I'm talking about. It's this. This is one whole unit. And so like these should be connected and these should be connected. I think I got it. Okay, so what we're going to end up doing, just clean it up now while we are thinking about it. So these are eventually going to merge into each other, and I think we have the right idea here. We're going to pick you up and tip it. And we're going to move this bottom piece over. Let that still run. We're going to connect this. Functional piece. I'm an encrusted piece. What we could do is snap that off, and then this eventually goes across to this, which could be this now. So technically we don't need that, right? That leaves a lot of room for us to tuck this in, right? So if we're looking at the piece, it's these guys here, I think, in a set, right? Yeah, this is what we're crafting. Because the shape of this, and I think we'll probably need at least 2 on every side, right? Like width of stuff. Oops, that's not very straight. So we could technically bend this out and then maybe bang it over a little bit. So this could be like a, let me just kind of sketch out. So it'd be like a nested shape for us to kind of tuck in the building and that like boomerang. Okay, so the other question is, this is producing long pieces. And okay, so this has another step, I forgot. So this long lip here is part of this guy. We could do this in high production over here, but this eventually needs to be fed. So actually this needs to be the spine still. The blue section here needs to be the spine down the middle. And I'm sure we'll make this more efficient, but I kind of like to do it in steps like this. It makes me feel better. So what was that, like 3 or 4 wide? Thank goodness, copy and paste, dude. What's up? So because we're using that big piece, I think we should be able to feed that spine down the middle. And then we can dump different spots over to either side for the construction. I believe it's just an assembler, right? Because we already have this big flat blue piece. So it's mostly us just assembling that. And I think our assemblers are at 30, 30, 30. Like in that system, you see a lot of space. When I saw it last night, dude, I know, right? I like that process. It feels good. And this one probably needs to go down the middle too. We need to figure out what this line is condensed to and how this lives next to that one. Because this could be a weird asymmetrical, but then this is the spine that the symmetry comes from for these guys. Yeah, as a matter of fact, the more I'm looking at it, we're going to have to move you down one more time, brother. sure we're on the same lip here. And then once we get the blueprints, it's much easier to kind of, you know, make sure we don't have everything merging into our paint line. That's contaminating the lines is the worst thing ever. The whole idea is to have like some simple inputs, like the inputs maybe are 4 blocks total that are 1x2 blocks, right? And then one of the blocks gets painted to blue. But like our input is always the same. Blue paint and then 4 blue lines. I'm sorry, blue paint and then 4 raw material lines that are 1x2s. And then out the other end becomes something more complex. So we solve the problem for blue paint somewhere else and we just feed that line into this module. That's the idea. Now this is going at a good clip. This is actually going to feed the entire machine. So it's so crazy because the rate on this, even though we're doing this at 15 per, we boost the rate up to 30 by the time it comes out on this side. We save the paint only 1 cycle, which is beautiful. We're saving paint. Yeah, because we're trying to save paint, that's why I think we have this extra overhead over here. All right, the question is, how confident am I in what I just did down here? All right, you know, I'm going to ready to step into the wild blue yonder. Delete it. It's still a little scary. Good thing we can undo. Copy. Right. Sits on this line here. And now we... Okay, let's make sure this runs, huh? Sure I didn't just mess this up so badly. I might have. It's possible. Do you know how long it'll take for that 4.7 patch? I'm glad all the boys and I, we finally got our stuff in. I take it you got your fabricator already? Not bad, not bad. We'll give me some time to come play around with it in the PTU then. Okay, we gotta make sure these numbers are good. Okay, so while we're doing that, we have about a 6. Okay, so this is essentially condensing everything. We have this piece here that needs to be coupled with this. This right here is making this. We have this piece manufactured here, but because of our positioning, and we have to split it down the middle, we're going to have one on either side. So I think the fabrication probably needs to happen roughly here and here. We'll probably have to move these around and make it a bit more friendly. You know what? Let me save this as something else just in case I mess it up. So B14, B14. Becky, Big Cake Factory. Is it B14? We'll find out. Cool. The blue needs to come down this side because we need to manufacture it over here. Maybe we just need to push it here. You know, it's not that big of a deal. We can just kind of push it through like piping. All right. This one is about as condensed as it can be. I think this one's money. This is like too wide is hot. I don't think we need this. This one's interesting here as it's pushing that out. Why is it saying... Oh. Helps if you feed it, huh? That's interesting. Do we even need that extra piece then? I didn't realize that wasn't fed correctly. So essentially we've got enough, we're doing 30 per of the blue, and we need to assemble the white on top. I think we're doing way more than that. Yeah, we are. What do we do with that extra piece? If it's a white piece, we'll just scrap it for now. I'm sure we can grab the feed and turn it into something else. But I guess we do have waste on this. essentially this is making an extra piece on the side. So I guess we don't need this extra chunk here, technically, right? I'm gonna copy it just in case. I'm just gonna put it over here. That's why it was kind of good we're doing those extra puzzles, because it gains us enough XP to like buy extra islands. That's what gives us the rank up, or the tickets. Yeah, Cutter Lad's right. If you're in the market
Delivery target completed.
and you know what you want, now is a good time to like just secure something, because it doesn't look like the ramp's gonna go down anytime soon. I hope that it does, but it looks like it's only gonna get worse. Good way to get around Ram Armageddon. Yeah, for real. So if we made this little guy more condensed, I don't have to be worried about breaking this now. If we're just worried about getting rid of it, I think we just put a garbage collector on it. So if we bend it this way, would that work? Oops. 32 gigs of RAM for 500 blade. Yeah, people that have like secured deals in like RAM, are those the best place to buy from right now, I think. Okay, and then we'll do a tunnel for this. Ooh, it's starting to get compact. I like it. I don't know where it's going. Those are essentially garbage. Right? So technically, this is the answer. And then let's just leave a little bit of leeway for these guys. So in the future, if we want to pull and like do another separate challenge. Okay, this is looking pretty good. I mean, that'll do it. We got some weird leeway. Do we need to do that, actually? The other question is, do we even... Yeah, hang on a second. Do we even need it to be that crazy? Maybe we can take one of these 15 lines and split it. It's weird. We got this like 2/3, 1/3 thing happening in like different spots, so the symmetry is going to be weird. I'm trying to plan for that, so it's like, you know, like it as a solid unit. I'm stupid. There you go. Oops. Yeah, we could do this, because it does allow us to keep making these parts and they kind of just go into oblivion when they stay here like this. And this might be a good way for us to indicate that we could do something with this later. And to save a little bit of space, maybe. It makes it pretty wide. I don't like that. That's tighter. I guess I don't mind the wings. They're not the worst, right? Alright, so essentially this is the center unit, right? Let's see what we can do with this. It needs to come in and connect to this guy somewhere. So our endpoint's roughly here. Okay, there's a bunch of edges there, so that's good. Might be able to squeeze some of these little dudes in here. Dudes. Yeah, if we brought this in from here to here. What does that look like? Is that dumb? Maybe? Ooh, I know. Yeah. Oh, man. You know what? I can't do it there, can we? Shoot. I feel like that's a waste of space. I just twisted that for no reason. Doesn't it feel like that? I don't know what I just did. Oh yeah, we're not going to get the other line because it's not plugged in. Idiot. We could divert. Let's test that. The other question is, this is a lot of wasted space up here, right? Like, can we bend these in, maybe? You know what I mean? Like, just fold that up and in towards this. That'd make that tighter. Iterative process. Yeah, there we go. What's our output now, baby? What do we got? This piece I feel like is so like clean. It could fit almost anywhere. feel like we have a lot of inefficiency here we can clean up somehow, some way. Yeah, if I can see the moving parts, I'm like, do we slide this up? Do we bend this back corner? There you go, that's tighter. I feel like this could probably be moved up and then switched around, so maybe we don't need this complex throw over the track, you know what I mean? Give it a save. I got one of those feelings and we might be going back. So we're making 30 of those on each side? It's crazy. Look at this one a second. Okay, so we do have kind of a wide lip at the top. So you know what? That would fit in this top section. Oh, jeez, I just shot right past it. Not too badly. We could, let me see if I can take this guy and bend it. It's going to create a weird gap in the middle, but I guess that's fine. You know what? I'm a little nervous I'm going to mess that up. This one feels very good. Just make sure we got a nice little snippet. Okay, yeah, let's tighten this one up. Okay, so we can bring this up tighter, no doubt. We don't need the counter coming in. As a matter of fact, we don't need the top track at all, at least not right now. Really? Kind of just looking at that. That's kind of money, dude. Ooh. Alright, Let's see if we can grab this. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh. That looks pretty sick. Ooh, we got that toy. That's really the only input. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. That's looking good. Alright, so that's a feed. Oops, whoops. Yeah, I like it in the line. That's kind of sick. Now we're talking. I think it makes more sense to move this chain over here, and then this line becomes the connection for this, because we could split off this like right away. Right? And then this gets fed somewhere else. There we go, that's better. Pulls it away from that side. It's feeding that. Yeah, honestly, if we're not using this other piece and we're only using this, let me see what that quantity looks like. So we can probably trash this whole side then and just let it fall into whatever. That would save a lot of space. Let's see what this quantity is, because if we split this, it's going to end up being it's like we can almost set this back further, and that might help. I mean, we've incorporated all the weird stuff, so it's good. We want this to be efficient. Oops. Gotta make this a count. What if we took the scrap, compressed it, and put it back on the line? It's a crazy thought. You could technically take this piece and throw it back up this way. Yeah, if you'll notice, our little cutie buns right here is really cranking it. So it's like maybe we take the slow guy here and just throw him back up. Well, you know, I know it matches these, because these, wait, no, these were 15. No, it was definitely too slow. Okay. It's almost like the centerpiece isn't fast enough. So why waste the extra time repainting it, throwing it back? If anything, we could take it, throw it out, and then repaint it and maybe throw it back in the stack. Then maybe we could slide everything in. Would save like at least 2 columns down here in the middle. Closing the gap in this awkward space. Yeah, maybe the weight just goes back into it. I guess we need to take part of the scraps and not all of it to maybe make it a little bit better. That's so close. Damn it. I'm beginning to become suspicious about Base Oda and still haven't seen him. You're not hiding anything from us, are you? I mean, if you were to have an accident, I mean, that'd be he's a clumsy guy. That doesn't have anything to do with me. Right? Right, guys? Right, guys? The monotoner sucks, dude. So slow. Plus, our monotoner could be smaller, too. If, we could run 30-30 out of it. But we can't. We're slow. Ready to do our challenge? Oh, we did. Look at us. That would be 50 minus 20, 200. Yen 100. I think he knows something we don't. 90. It wouldn't be bad for us to make some of these little weird things, huh? This one's interesting because it's actually... Wait, I'm seeing like another way we could cut it. As I've started to describe the old way, I was like, wait a minute. This one's kind of easy. You could cut like strips and then just connect them in these pieces. You're pretty much all set. We go grab a little snack and a little water. Burp. had a dirty little cookie. I took some medicine. Okay, so this line here is not putting out, right? It's only doing 8. I don't know why. Oh, probably because it combines for the other side. Right? I don't know. What's this one doing? 15. Yeah, what the hell? But this is technically 15. Oh, I know. I'm stupid. It's because there's a cutter that goes on here and that looked like the unit, but it's actually too thick. Okay. That is enough. Okay. Dude, freaking slow. Alright, let's take this guy over here. Yes. This guy over here. And really, we don't need to combine it down here. These could technically go away, I guess. I was wondering why I was losing my mind there for a minute. Turns out I'm just very slow. Alright, that's not that alarming then. Alright, we can move you out of here now. Test complete. I mean, technically, we can move this whole thing out of here, right? If we're not using it. Right? I mean, shoot. Equipment. Am I making that too complex? Maybe. Oh, I'm stupid. I gotta cut that one more time. Oh, did I do that down here too? Oh no. Oh, I did. Oh, I did. Oopsie. Oh my goodness, so our output's gonna be crazy high then. Right, because what's our output on that? I totally forgot. Wow, dude. Learning is fundamental. Did I do that based off a wrong calculation? Do I have all this extra beef on here for no reason at all? At all? Oh boy, I'm gonna feel real dumb. Okay, first things first, let's go ahead and wrap it around and slang it up here. Right? It stinks. Don't you love a good burp, dude? The best. can't believe how bad I messed that up. Okay, so if this is the 2 flat sides and then we need the skinny dude, can we just take the skinny dude and move it over one? Kind of. That's gonna be 30 easy. Oh my goodness, we're at 60 on that one? Holy shit. Okay, I think we built it. I think I made a giant calculation error. I don't think we need half the shit that we... I did it with not knowing I had to cut that unit. Oh man, I'm stupid. Don't tell anyone. Oh man. Do we only need one side? Oh my god. Yeah, maybe. We could technically feed... Okay, well we gotta see what this is for a second, because it's going down. So if it's 30, that's fine. I don't like the way this fed back out. You know what I mean? It just looks like Shasta. Like, couldn't it just be... What is that, like 3 wide? Yeah, there you go. The cut comes from there. Yeah, but it's got the weird combo thing, right? So it probably needs to be down here. Okay, so that is 30. Okay, yeah, I made a huge calculation error. Huge. And I feel stupid. Not the best. I know. Let's put a tunnel here. Yeah, now we're talking. Okay, so these should be matched up. This will be the invisible dunk. And now we're talking. Now we're talking about fabrication. Finally, we're merging these 2 pieces after quite a while. much, and then we find out we made an error. What's up? Mr. Russo says, yes, the beef was hot. Jay, just to mention of beef has made me hungry for cow. Dude, cows are probably the best thing ever made. They do milk, cheese, chocolate milk, beef, steak. They're freaking delicious, dude. And they just eat grass. Think about it. High five. Beef is delicious. Okay, this is a hot mess. So technically we don't need to paint any of that, do we? No. Okay, so I think we loop out and back, right? So we'll copy you. That was freaking delicious, dude. They're the best. Technically, we don't need that up there anymore, do we? I'll put it in there. Oh, nice. Okay, we'll take this side. Doop, doop. Don't like this. Copy you. Flip it. Oh, this dead space has got to go. Perfect. Hell yeah. You know what? Couldn't we do this? What's up, Russo? You know how long it is for the delay for Star Citizen? Sad. Here we go. That's so much better, right? We'll do the same up here. It's a little better, right? Like a little bit. Is that really crank at 30 per? Jeez. I think we've overkilled that side. Damn. We really have. And technically this one should split too, right? We'll let this one spin up. Major W for the industrial gameplay from what I can tell. Yeah. You heard it'd be a week delay? Okay. Awesome. Give them grass and they give you everything else. Cows are stonks for sure. Yeah, in like the apocalypse, you know what you want? Cows and women. Am I right? I'll trade you 5 of my best cows. I mean, they're the best. If you ever been out there like doing hard work or like camping or something, and you had like a steak or even just like a hamburger, even if it's a crappy cut, you sit down and eat that, it is the best thing you've ever had. I don't like this big gap down here, but I don't know if there's much we can do about it. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. This does look wild, doesn't it? Okay, let's bring in the other big pieces we need for this. Actually, we can just delete this. That's crazy, these are 30. Maybe we do need more output on the blue. Maybe my calculations were incorrect. Well, for the time being, we can at least get this going. So the blue stuff that's going down the middle here, we could split that. That could be like our centerpiece, probably. And then we could feed from either side. What do we have? 3 total ingredients? These technically need, once they're up and running, it's a droid. Droid core facility. I think they just create the cores. I don't think we need the blue or anything else, because that's already done. Wait, what the hell? Oh. Helps if I sync up the right stuff. Okay, so if it's only adding... Could have some tracks go across the top and then some across the side. That would work. Please click it. Copy. Okay, that one's good. No, no. There we go. No. Anyone else play Minecraft Tech It mod pack in the early 10s? Well, it was booming since that mod pack has had made me sold on industrial type games since. Yeah, you know what's crazy? A lot of those game types that like Minecraft helped facilitate are like whole genres now. 100%. Yeah, Minecraft is still a great game. Okay, now I think we could maybe scooch this up a bit and adjust some more things in the mainline feed and all that stuff, but for the most part it's not too bad. Oh, that burp stinks. B15, Becky, Big, Cake Factory, B15. Yeah, Skyblock, Tech It, there was all kinds of like it was so good. It's golden era, dude. Feel like we can tighten this up on the bottom, right? We can make it tighter. But it's a good start. Did I mess this one up? I think I did. Hold on. I certainly did. We must accumulate. Says if SA added cargo trucks on planets, that would be epic. It says it'd build a legit supply chain for commodities trading and base building. I mean, I think it's only a matter of time before that happens. I mean, we have like a small, what is it, like the mule? Obviously, it's no semi, but yeah, that would be sick, Cutter. Yeah, 100%, dude. I'd be down. I like where we're heading now. This is gonna be an exciting year for us, you know? I'm excited to see like the mining and then crafting is gonna be linked together along with the cargo kind of stuff, you know? Salvage, it's all kind of starting to, I know it's still like very entry level stuff, but the complexity of the game is starting to come through. Alright, Mr. Russo, I love your bush, dude. Take it easy, brother. Mr. Russo. If they play right, yeah. Well, and the good news is because it's so complex, once it's in play, I mean, we're going to bang on the pipes pretty hard, so if we screw something up, it's kind of the best time for that to happen, you know? I mean, we've seen the growing pains with the inventory system and people in the glitches and, you know, so it's good. And the fact that they have a pretty in-depth logging system now, so they can even, like, weed out and wipe the people that were just doing the cheating and exploiting, which is nice. You know what's crazy? You see how much money they spent and where the current position of... I'm going to shit out of it again. You ready? And, okay, so, like, obviously Star Citizen has spent a lot of money, but, like, so did Marathon. So they spent, what, a third of the money that... Or would it be like a fourth of the money that maybe Star Citizen did? And that's what they made? Right? Think about, like, when it was at 200 million-ish for us in Star Citizen, think about what they made. And then think about Marathon. Fucking Pete Parsons. You see it go through. Bing, bing, bing. Disgusting. Okay, cool. We're in production. What's up? I think we need to increase the blue line. Call me crazy. I can't believe it as popular as it is. I remember it's goodwill from the studio's golden days. People don't realize, and it's the bot staying power they have. They've been in there sponsoring everybody they can think of, and getting in. You know what I mean? Like they spent a ton of money doing that, and that'll last for so long. And I think some of those numbers are boosted. I don't know how they're doing it, but like, and you have the diehard fans that are in there like, I'm gonna do it because it's Bungie. It's the same Call of Duty fallacy where it's like, you keep getting abused by the game studio, and you're like, oh, this is great. And then you're like, is it though? Are we having a good time? You know, the Skibidi Toilet Boss was kind of like, I think, a wake-up call for a lot of people. You're just like, what are we doing? Like, exactly, what are we doing? What are you? Who are you? Now we're talking. Dude, I just fed. I like this opening right here. This is sick. Scusi. Okay, this is a standard cube. Then we have the 3-banger, which kind of turns into this a little bit, right? And then we have like an extra lip. I could technically use the scraps from the other bullshit. 64 voxels, 88 voxels? What the? So technically this line's the same, right? If it's 4x4, right? This is the interior of that. So we paint the shaft. We paint the shaft one time down the middle. So do we have like 8 over here? Sure. Here's the other 8. Right? And there you go. One, two, three, 4. Look at that. Boom. I don't know if that's the best place for that, but, you know, we'll try it. Override, please. Thank you. So I kind of see this as being, you paint it first. Right? I wonder how we're going to cut the rest. Oh yeah, that would do it. Sure.
New module created.
Hell yeah. No, it should be white. Right? Yes. Oh, that's right. We're gonna have to cut her in half. What am I thinking?
New module created.
Yeah, so we got 2 out of the 3. That's not bad. This one is gonna be a little dirty. So essentially we're gonna have to make a big wide sheet. Right? Or, hang on a second. Can we... We could do it as a half, but that might not be... I mean, we could. Maybe. Yeah, you know what? We break it up. Yes, we do it in halves. We cut this thing in half right away. Interesting. You know what? Let's just take the split, and then we could feed it later. Right, right. You know what? We don't have to combine that. Hang on a second. I'm stupid. Very good. And we probably turn that into a coloring segment. Then we stamp it again. Oh, he's still too wide. Oopsie poopsie. Um. Hmm. It's 6 in the middle? Yeah. Three, 4, 5, 6.
New module created.
There it is. At least get the factory going, and then we can move it around. Yes. Very good. I think we could support 2 factories. I think. think it'll finish upgrading first. Be sick if we get to harvest. And harness the quantum energy and energy sources and stuff like that. That would be sick. Yeah, that would be dope. Big cake factory, a little cake factory. It's all cake. It's all cake. Yeah, I started so late today. And my schedule's so jacked up. I feel like we can make that so much better. Oh, yeah, I mean, but that's, yeah, I mean, that's not that crazy. That's the day-to-day. That's not what got me jammed up. You with those fools are pretty easy. Yeah, once we have this blueprinted, we could probably like shift, move that down, let this feed properly. Probably move this factory down here, let some of these chains feed that. Factory must grow. Let's see. Do we have a spot we could feed this over with? Maybe? Alright, let's see if we can't put some of that underground. We could do this, maybe. Oops. Move it. Oops. Yes. Here we go. Now we're making blue on the regular. Another data shard type acquired. Interesting. The blue variant appears to carry different kind of potential. I'm not entirely sure what. I'm not entirely sure where it will lead, but I suspect it'll open up new possibilities. Oh yes. Blue data shard detected. Its structure is elegant, its logic familiar. This knowledge strengthens our bandwidth and allows for further shared technologies. Connection depth increased. Oh. So it has. So it has. Okay, so we're technically not making the out of the loop. Just clean up some cheating trash on the server, no big deal. I mean, that happens on a regular basis. People thinking they can get away with stuff. It's funny. And the lying that always happens when you catch them. And they'll make such a great case, and if you didn't have all the data sitting in front of you and you just saw one piece, you go, oh man, well maybe. But I'm looking at data, And I'm like, yeah, this guy's cheating. They always lie. They always make the craziest stories up. Not that anything's ever based off of just feeling. It's always data driven. Why is that one sitting there? Is that just like a glitch? B16. Becky, big, cake, factory, B16. Like I should go to the menu and come back. Oops, I meant to go to the menu. My bad. Oops. Guys, you see my desktop. Oh shit. Very good. Oh, you know what? Let's put a counter on that. Yeah, it's data cores. I knew it. Yeah, we'll need another one of those. Yeah, before we did another one of these, we definitely need to have another one of those. All the more reason why we try to make it modular. I think if we standardize this and pull it over, I think we can squeeze it in here. little tight on that side. Yeah, maybe not. We're gonna have to push that up a bit. Yeah, 37 is not an accurate number necessarily. Didn't we just have it up to 9 a second ago? And now it's down again? Am I out of my mind here? I feel like this number's going down for some reason sometimes. Right? It's at 9. 10. 11. Okay, we're double digits. I'll make sure I'm not crazy. Yet. Okay, 23. Yeah, see, it just went down. What is that? Why did that go down? Right? Am I crazy? It did just go down, right? Like, I'm not crazy, right? It definitely went down. That's wild. Why is it doing that? I guess we just cut it and accumulate until we know we can unload it all. Giant big bursts. Yeah, see? 9. Just accumulate in depots. Crazy for cake, that's for sure. So I was in the car listening. It says, but my favorite part, the cheaters get hit, is when they start actually demanding the evidence. I know, right? You're like, yeah, see, that's never ever gonna be a thing. And here's the other thing too. When you tell I love telling cheaters this. You're like, look, I can also ban you because I don't like you. Just let them start freaking out about like what really happened. You know? You're like, yeah, I don't like your face. What? Yeah, I never. Or like you just mess with them and like give them evidence that's like just gets them spinning in circles and wasting a bunch of time. I like the Komomo approach, dude. Just fuck with them, waste their time. I enjoy it. Waste their time the way they've been wasting everybody else's time. Give them like a really hard problem to like figure out, and then it just the result is nothing. That's the best. Yeah, I know. Or you just go, yeah, I guess it was. Yeah, I love how they think they've got some kind of right to do whatever. I mean, clearly I caught them cheating, but I love them to just go into a spiral and then, you know, talk about all these different things that don't matter. And like, or you were just cheating after 5 hours of sitting there trying to debate their case. That we're not even reading. And then you're like, oh, you saying something? It's like, no, yeah, I caught you red-handed. Eat a dick. Fucking see you never. Doesn't seem like it's eating it up now. So yeah, I guess our best bet's to accumulate a bunch and then maybe send it that way. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay, sadly, since I had such a late start, I don't think we can really play for too much longer. I want to though. You know what? Let's see. Let's give it like, I say I'm gonna give myself another 30 minutes, but then I'll go for like another 3 hours. What do we think? Should we go a little bit longer? I want to. I should probably take the high road and get sleep. Yeah, if we accumulate enough here and then have enough here as they come through. Yeah, this is a pretty good buffer. I'm not terribly concerned about it. Yeah, I think if we send them in big batches. Says, I love how you leave them in Discord for a tiny bit to fully embarrass themselves. Yeah. And, you know, for other reasons too. It's great. Sometimes I like to rebroadcast a message that they were banned just so people in the server know that they're, you know, that they're gone. And to tell other cheaters, like, hey, not a good idea. And also to, you know, help people send the reports, but, you know, to boost the morale, because I love to know when cheaters are gone when I'm playing. They fucking suck, man. So we can all dance on their virtual grave, you know what I mean? In game. You know, I love how they think they can just come back, you know? We don't like them very much. They fucking suck. Yeah, the sob story one guy was building up was kind of funny. You're just like, yeah. Oh yeah, was it your brother? Oh yeah. Oh, you played a lot? Yeah, you played a bunch of wipes? I was like, oh, good thing we got you then, huh? Yeah, I basically don't respond. I just let them spin out. Let them freak out. Or what's great is when they go, oh, show me evidence. And then you show them something completely random that has nothing to do with it. And they're like, that's not me. And you're like, oh, my bad. Okay, hang on. My mistake. And you just put them on hold for like hours. Like, nah, I'm just fucking with you. I actually saw you cheating. You know what I mean? Give them that false hope. Let them just stew in it. I got away with it. I got away with it. Yeah, fucking with them and wasting their time is beautiful. It's my favorite thing. Okay, we should take the high road, I think. Yeah, it's the Rust servers. Yes, sir. Well, in that case, I know we're doing some Rusty Poo, but we might have to shave off some PTU stuff if we have another week. Mess around with some of the crafting, because now that we have our fabricators in place, I think we're good. All right, gentlemen, have a fantastic evening. We will see everybody tomorrow. I think if we spin up a stream, it might be Rusty Poo either morning or like afternoonish, so like 2 p.m. Eastern, East Coast. I think that's right, if I did my conversions. Or earlier than that, depending on how much stuff we knock out. So anyways, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you guys in